Thank you for joining us today. You are at the webinar for Business Instagram 101. I'm Linda Fitzgerald, an advisor with the SBDC, and I am here hosting today for a session that Lani Lott is going to present for you. We're so glad that you're here. Thank you for making some time to spend some time learning about Instagram. We are a small business development center office, which is SBDC. And our particular office supports both Shasta and Trinity County. If you're located in one of those counties, we're so glad you're here. We support you directly. If you are located in the United States and you are not in our area, don't worry, because we have SBDC offices all across the country supporting the different communities where you live. And we even sometimes have some people outside the US. Welcome if that's you. If you would like to find an SBDC office near you, you can go to...
Oh. Did we lose audio on Linda? Okay.
Thank you, Lani. I am here. I am sorry about that.
That's okay.
Did you hear me say anything?
I heard you almost start to say where we are located, and I just turned to that disclaimer slide, so it must be the gremlin in the slide deck.
Well, I'm back. So this is the Shasta-Cascade Small Business Development Center. We're a nonprofit organization, and we provide confidential, no-cost advisory and training services for you and your business. We're so glad that you're here, and we say no cost because your tax dollars have already paid for this service. And on the screen right now, you will see our disclaimer. And what we want you to know, I'll give you a minute to read this, is what we want you to know is this is not a substitute for you to get financial or legal advice. So I'm going to pause for a moment, and I want you to be able to read this slide. So that is important because we are here to give you advisory information, and we need you to make the business decisions with the right professionals in your life. Lani is here to share with you about Instagram today. So let me hand over to Lani.
Thank you, Linda, and welcome everyone. I'm so excited to be here tonight with you doing this webinar on Instagram 101. It will be a full hour and a half packed with lots of good information about how to benefits of Instagram and setting up your profile and the top features that are available. Content tips for specific business sectors. I get that at the end, and to help you kind of develop content around your specific sector, whether you're a restaurateur, a retail, professional business, even artist. And then measuring impact through Instagram analytics. And then we'll have time for questions and answers. I moved pretty quickly through this, and I have found there is a break, I think, towards the end for questions. If you want to have a question along the way, and just go ahead and hover over that menu bar that should be at the top or the bottom of your Zoom page, and hit the More button if you don't see chat. And then in the chat box, just type your question, and then when we get to questions, Linda will help field those, and we'll get them all answered tonight. I'm going to move on to me. This is me, and there's my picture. It looks kind of like I do. My hair is a little grayer now. I'm letting it go. It's called COVID-19 gray. Anyways, I am the president of LL Consulting, and I have over 20 years of working in economic development, downtown revitalization, and advising for small business development centers, mostly across Northern California. I have 8 years actually working with the Shasta-Cascade SBDC, as we call it, doing market research and business visibility, helping businesses, whether they're a pre-venture, startup, or growing. And then lately, in the last few years, I've been really focusing on digital marketing, social media, branding, and promotional strategies. So I cover pretty much every aspect of a business, whether you're thinking about starting one or you're in your succession planning process. So I'm going to go ahead and find my little bar there, stop my video because you don't need to see me. I can't see myself, so I don't know what I look like, but I know all of you could be seeing me, so I just like to go ahead and train without my video. I want to make sure my sound is up because we had an issue last time. Okay, let's start. Let's jump right in. And I'm going to kind of give you just a kind of high level about social media marketing. Some of you may be experts at it. Some of you may be just starting out. Some of you may be in between. It is fun and exciting. Social media marketing is dear and my heart, and I love it. I love the ease of it. I love the flexibility. And as we navigate through the pandemic, more and more social media platforms are offering additional tools and resources for you to be able to contact your customers, stay in contact with them, shop, launch an online store, just almost everything about being in contact with your customers and driving revenue to your business. So when we talk about social media marketing, kind of put it in 3 buckets. The first bucket is really looking at popularity matrix, is what we kind of call it, for business to consumer. And that's your business reaching, educating, contacting consumers. And the platforms that are really business to consumer designed are Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook Messenger, Pinterest, Snapchat, and Twitter, just the big boys up here. And, but you can use them for business to business networking also. For business to business networking, the king of that is LinkedIn. It is designed for business to business networking, and it truly is a valuable social media platform. And then the third area is really managing your online reputation. And these are review sites, whether you're using the review sites that are through Facebook or Instagram, or a third-party program like Yelp, TripAdvisor, and then Google My Businesses also provides local business information and reviews. So those are the 3 areas that when we think about our social media marketing strategy, we kind of say, okay, what are we trying to do with it, and kind of figure out the right platform. So here is just a slide, courtesy of Dream Grow. And this was back in August of 2018. Hopefully we'll get a updated one because I'm sure these metrics have changed. But as you can see, Facebook is still #1 with over millions of users on the platform. And coming in second is YouTube. YouTube is Google's platform, owned by Google, second largest search engine outside of Google. And then Instagram comes in right underneath that one. And then we go down, and as you can see, they kind of shrink as you go down. So I just like to show this. This is why we really look at the trying to train and have businesses feel comfortable with one of these top producing platforms, and then figuring out what it's best used for. Okay, so some of the basics to think about when you're thinking about your social media marketing, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, all of them, you want to really complete each profile to its fullest. And when we talk about profile, this is my back end of my Instagram profile. That's telling you your name, your kind of iconic image, where to contact you, my address, promotions, and then down here are some stories, gives you ability for insights. So your profile is one of the areas that it gives you, helps customers know how to reach you, give you a description of what you do, because there's a lot of posts that come through everyone's feed. Depending on whichever social media platform you're using as a consumer, there's a lot of traffic. So these are the ways that you can stand out and just have another presence in the social media marketplace. Find the best time to post to engage with your audience. When we talk about matrix and looking at insights, one of the areas that we always want to look at, not just on all of your platforms is, when is my audience actually online? When are they looking at my post? When are my posts having the most engagement? And then you want to kind of think about and strategize around making sure that that's when you push out your content. You always want to create content roadmaps and calendars. Really important to lay out your strategy, thinking through your Instagram stories, thinking through your Facebook content posts for the month of August, thinking and laying out that calendar so that you are having consistency and it's supporting your brand, and you are driving what you want your consumers, your customers to be engaged, educate, promote, encourage shopping, whatever that strategy is. So it really does require some thought and, of course, some time. A lot of these are no cost to you to have an Instagram account, but it's the time. And time is truly valuable for all of us. So you want to make sure you're leveraging it to its highest and most effective use. Actively manage your accounts by replying to all comments and messages. Just best practice. Don't not comment. Don't forget to go and check on your notifications. And if someone has commented or has a question, you always want to respond. We may think it's been a couple of days and it's not any big deal, but if someone has direct messaged you with a question about a product they just purchased, get back to them ASAP. Just like you would answer a question if you were in person at your shop or at your business, or you were taking a phone call. Same goes with social media messages and comments. So the do's, do use concise copy and be consistent with it. Practice social listening, and that means more than just responding to your own comments, but go beyond and maybe start listening to what your industry, and look for opportunities to reply to other social sites. Personalize and not too salesy. I love, like up in our Northern California, a lot of our communities are small and a lot of the businesses know each other. So cross-supporting each other, especially during this time, is really important. So you can share an Instagram story from a fellow business, and then your followers or your fans, or will then see it, and you're promoting your fellow business. Shoot photos and videos for the intended platform. Always easy to forget and harder to do. So you always want to think about when you're shooting, and we could do a whole hour on taking photo tips for social media, but take more than you need, because you can then repurpose a picture. You can crop it, you can extend it, you can use pieces of it for different platforms. And down here is a blog from Constant Contact that has a cheat sheet for your social media. I'm going to move my bar here. Image sizes. So that will be in the Power Deck when you receive it again. So that's a really great tool. And then always analyze and reporting. You want to take time to dig in, understand your insights. Don't be afraid of what they say or don't say, but get to really know the back end of how your social media platform is performing. This is really important, and it's one of the advantages of social media today, is that it gives us that ability to see how we're performing in our various platforms with the content. Don't post too often. Now, I don't think there's anybody out there that posts too often, except maybe teenagers or young kids. I always like to get my businesses to, at least my clients, to at least post 3 times a week. If I could get them to do 3 times a week, I feel successful. But maybe, what I've seen in posting too often is everyone may post 8 posts in one day and then doesn't post anything for 2 weeks. That's not productive. Don't ignore comments and feedback. Don't use irrelevant hashtags. We'll go a little deeper into hashtags because it's a big part of Instagram. Publish the exact same post across all platforms. Don't do that. I know that Instagram is owned by Facebook, and what you post on Instagram will populate your Facebook page. So you want to be sensitive that Instagram users are different, maybe a different audience than your Facebook users and followers. So you want to be thinking about that. And it's that you can say the same message, maybe just deliver it in a different way. Maybe use a video on Facebook where you're going to use a story on Instagram. And then be cautious of posting videos that are too long, unless you're going to be doing an educational or a do-it-yourself video, and then it can be longer. But we try to say, especially in Instagram, keep them under a minute. Our attention span these days, especially with on all the social media that we can crawl through in our feeds, is very short. So let's talk about Instagram, because that's what we're really here tonight to learn about. So I'm going to get to my page so I remember all of my notes that I took today, so I can pass it on to you. So overview of Instagram. It was launched in 2010, so it's 10 years old. Facebook acquired it in 2012, and today Instagram has over 800 million users. It is one of the highest engagement rates of all the social media platforms. It does sync with Facebook now, and use of hashtags always increases visibility. In some of my other trainings or webinars, I do have a breakdown of the demographics. It seems to be, around millennials love Instagram. It is a picture, it is around photos, it is a visual platform. So the benefits of an Instagram business profile. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. I know many of you may have a personal Instagram, and some individuals do use their personal Instagram profile for their business. I like to have you separate the two. If you're an artist or you're an individual that perhaps you're the product and you're okay wanting to use your personal, you just have to remember you can't mix personal posts with then your business post. So trying to keep that separated can be difficult. Just like Facebook, Instagram has that firewall between your business profile and your individual profile, so no one knows who's behind that. It doesn't cross over into your personal unless they ask to follow you, and then you allow them on your personal. So what the business profile does allow is for access to Instagram insights. It provides data on engagement, impressions, audience demographics. You can connect your business profile to third-party tools for even a more competitive analysis. So on your personal, you don't have those insights. On the business, you do. I did skip over the contact information and link in your bio. So this is Trinity Water Bar. They're a business up in Trinity County. And she put in here, what the description of what she does, and then the delivery she has delivery options. She has following at Trinity Water Bar, and then she has her website right there. So these are really important pieces of your business profile, because it gives a very quick snapshot of kind of what your services are, some of your, and of course your website, because we always want to drive everybody back to your website. So LinkedIn, Instagram profile with your Facebook business page, you can now link it, and it will sit in the navigation bar, and it'll say Instagram, so people can click on that and go over into your Instagram. Now, what I am going to say about using Facebook and Instagram on your desktop, I use my Facebook business page, I use desktop, not more than I use mobile. It seems like most social media platforms are trying to move everyone over to your mobile. So Instagram does now let you see your Instagram account on your desktop without purchasing a third-party app. However, it's not as robust and can't do all the bells and whistles that your mobile site can, because really Instagram was set up for mobile. Take a picture, take a photo, do a video, and then immediately post it. So just that's kind of there to think about when you're thinking about using Instagram and interfacing it with Facebook, that if you're using Facebook business page on your desktop, but you're using Instagram on your mobile, there may be a little bit of a glitch there, but at least you let people know you're on Instagram. Both now have shoppable posts on our I don't know what that word is, I guess Dawn, available on Instagram, but only through the desktop. You can purchase, and you have to drive everybody over to your desktop. You can actually see on Instagram, if you have over 10,000 followers on Instagram, they can purchase right from your site, but all of the back end, loading up your catalog, figuring out your shops, everything has to be on desktop before it gets loaded up into your mobiles. And then, of course, the benefit of a business profile is advertising. Instagram has a number of ways that you can promote your post: story ads, photo ads, video ads, carousel ads, collection ads, and a number of types of advertising options there. And we've all seen the post that comes through Instagram, and it says sponsored or promoted, just like Facebook. So you know that's a paid ad that business is trying to engage with the consumers. And then the other thing about a business profile is that Instagram is continuously testing new features. And before they roll them out to the masses, they usually test them with a smaller group of users first. So you may be one of those businesses that's going to be tested one of the new features. Facebook just did that with their new screen that they change. I've gone blank with it, and I think that Instagram does too now. So because you're a business on Instagram and you have a business profile, you may have access to features before anybody else does, to kind of test it out and give feedback. So like I said before, so your business Instagram profile, you want to use Instagram to share picturesque shots. It is a visual, highly visual platform. Everything is about visual. You want to have quality, and you want to use your best photos. If Instagram is going to be your platform of choice, you need to learn some of the tricks and tips for taking engaging, quality photos. So if you ever have the opportunity to take a webinar, I think we do offer some of them through our NorCal Small Business Development Center network on how to really use and take good shots. Most iPhones, most mobiles have really great cameras now, but if you're going to get more into if you're a clothing boutique or food and you need to set it up, you're going to probably want to think about lighting. You're going to want to think about how you're going to display. This is a shop up in Grass Valley, California, Element Plus Loft, and this is her Instagram, kind of her storyboard, right? Her board, all her posts. What I really like about this is it's very consistent in color and theme. It's pleasing to the eye. She shows you some of her shots right here in her storefront, and then she shows some that are on the wall, and then she's showing some close-ups with bracelets. A lot of thought has gone into this Instagram account. So you want to think about that. You don't have to do it right away, but start thinking and stepping back and look at your business profile and what that carousel of photos look like. And is there a common theme? Is there a common color? Is it supporting your brand? She periodically does a little post of her actual brand, and then this is her store sign. So this is really and very pleasing. I know a lot of clothing boutiques have themes and how they display. Some use mannequins, some lay them flat, some use live models. So you just kind of want to start thinking about how you would really promote your brand through your pictures, your photos, your videos on Instagram. User-generated content. It can supplement your own organic content, going back and looking at profiles that you've been tagged in or quick searches on location and then sharing others' content. I always like to, if you possibly can, you should always either give credit or ask for permission if you're going to use user-generated content. And with Instagram, you can typically send the business a direct message and just say, hey, I really like this post. I'd like to share it on my Instagram profile, my business Instagram profile. Is that okay with you? And most of the time they'll say yes, and they may even say, if you do, would you use our hashtag? Or use our tag us, or at, here's our tag at whatever their name of their Instagram is. So most of the time you'll get permission, and that's just good protocol. Then carousels are create photos of what you can do at your business. So carousels are like grouping and linking pictures together. So a carousel could be showing some of the changes you've made in your business since you've been reopening with safety and health. Showing, the first photo is you always want to lead with your best photo when you're doing a group of photos in a carousel. Lead with the best. So maybe you're showing your new, your door and it's all clean in your windows, or you're showing your staff with their mask on and they're all smiling and greeting and social distancing. And then the next one is maybe you showed how the footprint of your business might be, or your checkout, or what your office space looks like now. So you want to think carousels are really great about kind of stringing those pictures together and giving them kind of if it's different than a story, because carousels will stay. Stories have a short 24-hour period unless you archive them and highlight them, and we'll talk a little bit about that. So hashtags, it's all about hashtags. Best practices for hashtags. Think about hashtags as a way of inventorying your images. So when you hashtag your own business, because you always want to have your own branded hashtag, because then people will go to that hashtag and see some of your other posts or other posts that people have hashtagged you in, right? So you're inventorying images in these hashtags. So hashtag LL Consulting, and mine own images are going to be there, of course, or everybody else that hashtags LL Consulting. All of their images will be going there. So hashtags, you can use up to 30 hashtags in Instagram. That's a lot. I don't know about you, but when I see a post that has 30 hashtags, I usually don't get through the first 7. And that's probably best practices. We say 2 minimum, up to 7 hashtags, and have them relevant to your post. Don't have a post in July of someone modeling shorts in a sleeveless shirt, and then you say, oh, can't wait to see it in December. It's just not going to be relevant. So hashtag December. So you just want to kind of think, if your holidays, hashtag holidays are not relevant to your post, then don't use them. Kind of, and the thing about Instagram is, someone was asking the other day, what's the best source for hashtags? Well, Instagram themselves is really great for hashtags. They will actually, if you hashtag and start typing some ideas, there'll be a whole list of hashtags that come up. Try not to get into the ones that are millions of, people have hashtagged that. More around the 2,000, 3,000 mark. So you don't get lost in all the millions of posts. So kind of a strategy around that too. Match your hashtags with the right photos, just said that. And then vary hashtags across your content. Don't use the same, sometimes if people say, oh, well, I just like to copy and paste all the same hashtags. They're all about what I do. And that's really not good because it's boring and it's not going to create engagement or sharing. People are really going to get tired of it. They're going to just ignore your hashtags, and pretty soon nothing is going to be shared in your hashtags. And then measure the performance of your post and your most engaged hashtags. You can do that. Instagram stories. Oh boy. So I'm doing a 1 hour next Wednesday on Instagram stories, all about Instagram stories, actually live. Well, not live because I can't put my phone into the computer here, but I did have a way to record it. But I'm going to go deep into stories and some really good strategies about Instagram stories because they are becoming extremely popular, really fun to do, gives you a different flair to your Instagram profile. Plus, they can be shared on Facebook, right? Facebook, you can also do your own stories using Facebook too. You don't have to just do them on Instagram. So the thing about stories is, number one, it lets your followers know you are active. Again, those little stories drop into your followers' storyline, and there's a red circle around it. They click on it and they know, wow, she just made this 30 minutes ago, or they made this yesterday, and I'm glad I caught it because I really want to go and buy that product. So they are letting people know, your followers, your audience know you are active on Instagram. It just requires a quick idea or an interesting moment and some creativity. Because they don't live there forever, they are archived and you can string them together in your highlights, but they do disappear. So if you make one and it's really fun, so experiment with it. And there's lots of features, and we're going to touch a little bit on them tonight, but I'll go much deeper into them next Wednesday. And then it's the opportunity to really drive traffic. You could add links to your stories. It's great for testing ideas. There's tools for drawing. There's new stickers for, there's new stickers for shop with us or delivery. And then they have reality filters and more. So if you have, like me, a 24-year-old, they're all about stories and they are very creative, and it's just so fun to be able to really follow that age group and see some of the creativity that comes out of their stories. Inspirational. And then if your followers have their notifications turned on for new Instagram stories from people they follow, they'll be alerted right away with your new stories. Particularly if you're broadcasting live. And then if you have over 10,000 followers on Instagram, now isn't that a nice little goal? You can add links to your Instagram stories with an Instagram business profile. This allows you to direct your followers straight from your story content to whatever landing page you choose, or within an Instagram browser, creating a direct route for sales and brand engagement. Okay, let me move on here. So here we go. Because it's not live, I just did a screenshot of this. This is my back end of my business profile. This is my username. You have to have a username. LL Consulting 2000 is when I started my business. This is my profile photo. That is kind of boring, right, folks? I didn't really design my logo to be in a round space, but it is. This little plus mark is what you click when you want to do a story. Because I have, at the time I screenshot this, now I have a few more followers. So I had 5 posts at the time. I had 46 followers and I was following 36. My name. My category gives you the number of categories. I'm a consulting agency. And then I have so many, let me see if I wrote down what I had here. I have 150 characters to describe my business right here in my bio, 150. So I have to say it real fast, right? 150 characters, that includes spaces and everything else. So I just kind of wrote what I specialize in, that we love downtowns. My website's right here, and then here's my Arizona address. So this is the one place in Instagram where you can directly and actively link to your website, and that's in your bio. So you want to really use this space, 150 characters, really strategically. You may not want to put your address in there if you're if you're just an online, or you may, like Waterbar did, put deliveries in there. So this is your bio, your profile. And then here are how you can, if you have a branded hashtag, you can put that in your bio too. This is showing you that Visit California, hashtag Visit California is in their bio. They have over 10,000 followers, so they have this ability to have a bigger bio and swipe up, and then you would go right to their website, their address. And then here is Anthropology. Their bio says sharing inspiration, finding joy, sending love, join the community, hashtag my anthropology, your invitation to home at Anthro Living. This was for their home site. And then shop now, they have a link right to their Instagram shop. And then these are where they have their stories highlighted under different highlights. So they have Anthropology, what to wear, slice of something. So these are, because it's not stretched out, I can't really read them. So if you click on there, that would be where their stories are, or their posts are linked together. So I would encourage you to look at some of the bigger brands and or businesses that are within your industry, and check them out on Instagram. See how they're positioning themselves. See how they're theme colored. What kind of post are they doing? Are they mixing it up with, like in this case, with a text, inspirational text, with a shot, with a just a live model? Anthropology uses only live models. So kind of dig through your industry and see what you like and what you don't like about some of your fellow competitors or businesses. And then kind of think about designing your Instagram profile and your Instagram kind of presence around that. We're all using the same features. It's just that we are doing them a little differently, saying them a little differently. And it's always all about getting your brand, supporting your brand, getting your business out in the marketplace. So you always want to think about how you're keeping your brand consistent across all parts of your business, whether that is your website, your Instagram, your Facebook, your Twitter, your storefront, your truck, if you're a service-based business, your employees. All of this is part of that branding. So adding hashtags and profile links in your bio, you can include multiple Instagram handles. You can link to your social media policy if you have one. You can identify it as the official account. A lot of businesses have a lot of different Instagrams. You know, some of the large branded businesses like Nike may have Nike tennies, Nike clothing, Nike, all of the different type of Nike products. And they may say this is the official Nike shoes Instagram. So they put official in there. I've found businesses, nonprofits that often do this too, organizations, so that they know that the Trinity County Visitor Center official is the official Instagram for that organization. Okay, let me move on. So like I said before, Instagram is a photo-driven social media platform. It's all about visual. So you want to really think about think first and then post later motto. You take your pictures. when you're out there, when you have time, like this image on the left, this is actually a picture of their booth at an event. When we could have events, when we had in-person events, which we will again. So they went and took a photo of that, and maybe they posted it right there if they had good internet connection or not, but they at least remembered to take the photo. So sometimes the biggest thing about Instagram is getting the content, getting it into your camera roll, taking lots of different pictures, different angles, larger angles, smaller angles, taking, like I said, more than less, so you can crop it and you can use it in different platforms. Then, like I mentioned before, you want to think about creating a theme. Choose 3 areas, and you want to be sensitive to color, style of the image. This middle one is kind of showing you. Now, obviously, their palette is pink and blue. And this is Shrug, and this is their product range, and of course it is showing all of their different products which are branded. So this to me is a little busy. I would mix it in. It doesn't really appeal. It has the, kind of like, oh gosh, it's just showing their products over and over and over again. It would be more fun to have some variety in that, maybe a person in there showing you the product, and maybe even a video or a quote. And then over here is a business on the right hand side that just started their Instagram on March 17th, COVID-19, and never been on Instagram before, and they started their own profile, and they were this was around Easter, and they have a huge candy department, huge Easter department, and so they're showing you an actual visual of an Easter basket with the bunny and the chocolate. And they're not saying, come get your Easter basket. They're saying, hello, everyone. We have approval to do curbside service between 8:30 and noon, Monday through Saturday. Please give us a call and we'll put your basket together. So they used Instagram right away to post an image and to let folks know virtually through their Instagram account that this is how you get your products and services. So, don't be afraid to use photo editor apps. There's a number of them out there. Experiment with different styles, make a collage, post a carousel, everyday moments and updates. Try to maybe tag customers, work partners, and influencers in your post, like we did over here on this side when there's an @ sign, and then you start typing the name of the business. If they have an Instagram account, it will highlight this in blue, and that means if someone clicks on there, it'll send them over to that business's Arizona First Things First. They'll send it over to their Instagram. Now, a word of cautious, because I do this sometimes. I start the @ and start typing, and I think I have the right account, and then it's not. So I always want to make sure that I've checked out the business's Instagram handle or their, what they are, their name, so that it goes to the right business. You're tagging the right business. Just something to think about. Instagram is big on video. IGTV, I think that's what we called it. Let's see, let me look back here on Anthropology. Oh, there's one more back. Sorry, folks, I got to remember it. Never mind. So Instagram has video, and the videos are now 60 seconds long versus 15 seconds. You can do explainer videos using the 1 minute to show exactly what your products do. You can partner up, making a video that features you and another Instagram user. You can run ads, promotional materials, but remember to post ads that focus on entertaining your audience rather than just selling. So most people, I see video on Instagram, especially in the stories. A lot of people using it. It's not as popular as YouTube, but it's still, and so therefore more people are starting to use the IGTV, I think that's what it's called, aspect. That's available on Instagram because it does get very high engagement, and it isn't, a lot of folks aren't using it. So when it does pop up, it's really grabs attention. Okay, I'm doing good. Take a breath here, take a drink of water. So the all famous Instagram stories. Now, why use Instagram stories? Like I said, you can, you can access an active user base. It lets followers know you're active. Stories, it's great for testing ideas. I think I kind of went through all of these already. So tips before you start, research, look at somewhat other business stories and determine what you like and what you don't like. Do you like the boomerang effect? Do you like lots of GIFs in there? Do you like lots of variety in colors? What do you like about these various stories? And so again, look at what's in your industry, look at what some fellow competitors or businesses are doing on Instagram, or some of the more branded type of businesses, and see how they're doing their stories. What do you like about it? Is it appealing to the eye? Because this is your business. It needs to be a reflection of you, your business, and your brand. So just because somebody else is doing fun emojis and GIFs on their stories, that may not be appropriate for your business. So you want to kind of think through that and do some research around that. You want to get to know the viewer controls so you don't overlap your photos or videos or block the message box at the bottom. I'm going to dive deeper into that next Wednesday, but in, when you're designing your story, and usually it's on your iPhone or your, Android or your mobile, it's kind of small. At least I'm on a iPhone 6 still, so my screen is not really big. So, sometimes when I'm getting my hashtag in there, it's not on there or it's half of it's on there because it was out of the screen area. Configure your Instagram story settings. Choose your Instagram story format. Do you want to do live, in the moment live streams where your audience can comment in real time? And then you can post that as a story afterwards. Boomerang, you create a 1-second looping video. Focus, take photographs, portraits that blur out of the background and keep your subject's face in focus. For example, if you had a product, somebody riding a bike, let's say you're selling bikes and they're out there riding and you're taking a photo, you may want to blur the background and just have the bike really pop forward. Super zoom, dramatically zoom in on your subject from afar using a variety of humorous effects. They have a lot of them. Rewind, where you record a video that will play back in reverse, and then hands-free, record a video without having to hold down the record button. So there's lots of story settings and formats to choose from. You always want to think about editing. Especially with the hashtags, and we'll get into the hashtags a little bit more. You're allowed 1 per frame, and we probably, in the picture, if you're going to have a hashtag in the actual video or photo. You can always list the hashtags down below, but if you want people to see it right there in the photo, then there's that option. And you can have 1 per frame. We like to say you only maybe do 3 in the photo, with 2 of them being buried in the background. Okay, so this is National Main Street. This is an organization that I belong to. It's a national organization. Main Street America is a program, and it talks about it. And then they have their branded hashtag right there. They have the link to their bio or to their website right there. And then this is their beautiful logo, which was designed in round, so you can use it appropriately. And then these are their highlighted branded by year. So year 2018, 2019, and we are strong, or we are moving forward, which is now for the COVID-19. So all of their stories, you can archive all your stories, and then you can string them together in your highlight so that it kind of shows a year of all your stories and post. And then here's the post, and then tagged right there in their profile. So creating an Instagram story, like I said before, this is where you click right there, puts it into the format. So this is normal. You have boomerang. You have a number of ones to choose from. You have effects. You can browse all the different effects that are available. And then you can ask a question. You can see, I was just playing around and screen shooting this. So small business owners, this is my office. You would see me right here with, not this desktop, but with my laptop, sitting here doing this webinar right now. If you were here in my room, this is what my office looks like. So, you know, your saved icon is right here. So you want to, once you make a change, once you put something in there that you want to save, you hit save. This is your phases icon. This is your color icon. You can change the color of words. This is your letter icon. This is where you write, and then your stickers are there too. So the stickers are down here in the phase icons, I believe. And there's a number of new stickers to choose from. They have a lot of stickers, and then they have the GIFs are in there, that branded hashtags. And then when you are ready to launch that story, you hit send to, and then you can choose, you know, just close friends, or you can just choose it right on your story on your Instagram. And then you can also share it to Facebook. Pretty simple. Makes it really simple. You just have to really get used to it. Again, it's the content, right? So like I watched my 24-year-old, we went out back in February to a music festival, believe it or not, probably one of the last ones. And she was videotaping we were up pretty close, and she was videotaping the band, and we were taking shots together, you know, doing the selfies. And then she doesn't post right away. She comes back when she has quiet time, and then she posts her stories then. She doesn't do it like real time. If you are that person that likes to do real time, take it, post it, push it out. Great. And that's probably really appropriate if you're doing a live event, or you're doing something really instantaneously, like if you're out hiking and you want to take, you know, promote your new hiking boots, and you want to tag the business that you got it from, and you just feel really comfortable doing that, and you're going to use your data, or if you have to have good internet connection, then you can, that's part of your approach. You have that option. So Instagram stories, best practices: keep copy short, lead with your most captivating photo, lead with the best, 1 to 7 frames per story, if you're going to group them together, use hashtags, create highlights to save those stories to your profile, and then build your content roadmap specifically for stories. You know, when we say a content roadmap, that would be just for Instagram. You would think about maybe the categories or the seasons, and then you would think across, you know, what am I going to post in August, September, October, November, December, and you start to lay out and think about the content that you may want to promote for part of your, you know, whatever aspects of your business that you are, like if you have a gift shop, you may want to say, I'm going to promote my garden art in August, and then I'm also going to promote my holiday gifts, you know. So you start to develop that roadmap and think about the content and lay it out, and actually even maybe in a storyboard. Sometimes we will lay out in a storyboard so you can think it through, especially if you're doing a series of photos and you need to have some kind of like beginning, middle, and end. This is my friend, that Instagram Foothill Mercantile that started, and they make fudge, and it's a live one, and they're swirling the mint and the chocolate, and they put this fun little dinosaur yum 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 thing, and they actually show it swirling. I thought that was really fun. I wish I could show it to you guys. So with all that said, and take a deep breath here, because we are almost at the point where we can take some questions and take a breath, that I really wanted to kind of show you, and I love this Instagram info graphic by Amato about the difference between the Instagram feed and the Instagram stories. So, you know, the posts are evergreen. They stay in your profile forever. And then that's a plus, because if you have a lot of posts in your profile, you can dig down there and repurpose one, especially if it's been a couple months ago and you're maybe having a harder time getting really organic posts because you've been either sheltered in place, your business is still closed, you're not traveling and taking photos. If you're like myself, when I go to communities, I don't have a lot of content because I usually take pictures of the place I'm at. So I could dig down into my feed and pull up a post and repurpose it within some new hashtags and maybe, you know, a new story about it. So Instagram stories are fleeting. They disappear in 24 hours. Your feed is ideal for reach, posts that get discovered by new audiences, where stories are ideal for engagement. If you already have followers, they're going to be seeing your stories. Existing audiences are more engaged with stories. Sound off. Most of you viewers are scrolling their Instagram feed. The sound off, where 70% of Instagram stories are watched with the sound on. That's interesting. Curated feed content is usually planned out, where actually Instagram stories are off the cuff. And because they disappear so quickly, and they're archived on your profile, but behind the firewall, only you can see it until you pin it or you highlight it. So that if it's like just crazy, what was I thinking? And you might go back to some of your stories that you did when you first started doing them, and you go, oh my God, I can't believe I posted that. Just remember, it goes away for 24 hours and we have short memories. Your official brand, your feed is the face of your company, where your Instagram stories may be the unofficial brand. Stories are a place to casually check in. Instagram feed, more established. Many business brands have built a strategy around their themes, their colors, their regular posts, what they're using their Instagram for, where Instagram stories are kind of like the early days. There's lots of room for experimentation. So those are kind of the two differences of the two. And businesses may, do more posts and less stories, or vice versa. Again, it's about the personality of your business and what you really want your Instagram profile, your Instagram presence in the marketplace to be known for. Okay, Linda, are you still with me, or did I put you to sleep?
I am certainly here, and we have a couple questions.
Okay.
The first one is shoppable posts. Do you need a minimum number of followers, or was that lowered or waived for COVID?
You do. That is a really good question. I know for Facebook, you do not need a minimum amount of followers. For Instagram, you do not need a minimum amount of followers, but you have to lead them back to somewhere to purchase. Until you have 10,000 followers, then you can do the swipe up and shop directly from Instagram. So you either need to lead them back to your Facebook page where they can shop directly there, or to your e-commerce site on your website. Or some businesses just use Instagram. If you're not going to use you don't want to go through the shoppable post, there's a business, and I think I might have a picture of them in my later, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I do. Let me show you really quick while I'm addressing that question. So this business here is a retailer, and they do consignment. you cannot shop on their site. But what they do is they lay out what they have. They tell you the name of the product, and that the size and how much it is. And then you have to call them to purchase. They do not have a shoppable website or Instagram or Facebook. But this is how they sell, and they sell a lot. And then they have a special place in their store where they have the clothes that they had posted that day on Instagram hanging. And they sell out of these all the time. People will, that they, follow this consignment store, know that the sizes are true. They know the brands. They purchase right there and then and go in. So that's how they do it. So I hope that answered your question.
Okay, and then the next question is, where can we link to our web page? Is that with story posts only?
No, you can link right into your let me go back into your profile. So it's right, I'm sorry, I hate to do this to you guys, flip through here so fast. So right here in your description, you can put your website right there. You have in your story or on your post, until you have 10,000 followers, you cannot post it in that, but you can have it listed in your profile, your Instagram business profile.
Great, that covers our questions for the moment.
Okay. I'm going to move on then. Thank you guys for those great questions. Keep me on my toes. Okay, I'm going to flip through my PowerPoint here again. I know that just drives me crazy. Okay, so here's just some ideas and some examples. I'd like to kind of do this because, content, it's all about content. And Instagram, it's all about pictures or videos or stories. And you're always having to remember that's visual, visual, visual. And it's very creative site. So here's some tips for professional and service businesses. And I like to come out of the gate with this because a lot of times, and I am a professional business, and it's hard for me to think of really engaging content. I mean, you don't want to see like pictures of all my reports I write up, right? So it's a little bit more of a twist for me as a consultant who does downtown revitalization. I have to take pictures when I'm out in the field of the businesses that I'm working with, their storefronts, or if I'm speaking at an event, have somebody to remember to take a picture of me in my screen, or if I'm working with a downtown organization or a city, like I'm walking the streets and taking pictures of the great elements. Right now, I'd be taking pictures of everything that all the cities and towns are doing to bring their businesses out into the open space, social distancing, doing pop-up, restaurants outside, boutiques outside, all of those abilities, but I'm not out in the field. So for professional and service businesses, sometimes you have to be, you got to really kind of think about it and really plan your content. So think about educating with tips, inspire with some quotes, showcase your company culture, tell a story to express your brand's personality, promote, featuring your products and services in all its glory, and then sell. And like I said before, you can actually, maybe do some of the show your products that are for sale. And if you don't have a commerce site yet, just say, call us and we'll deliver, or we'll ship anywhere, whatever it is in your post. So this is a Balance Yoga Center in Reading, and they are pretty creative. They're showing some posts. Right now, I know that a lot of our our wellness and health service businesses like yoga studios, gyms are closed. So we're using our Instagrams for some virtual videos, stories about some interesting things that's going on, and maybe promoting their virtual classes or their personal coaching services. Some of them are doing even selling their merchandise using Instagram, like if they had shirts and hats, or hair salons have a lot of products to sell. So that is one way to kind of think about some of the content. You can, for professional and businesses, think about seasonal posts. Posts for summer vacations, winter weather, even a specific type of mediator shower that can work within your seasonal holidays. Followers love behind the scenes content. It creates transparency that allows followers to feel like they're getting the real you behind the brand. It builds trust, and it's refreshing change of pace. A plumber client, they post really interesting pictures of them doing the job in the field, like, you know, laying the pipe or showing the truck driving up to the site and doing a little boomerang and talk about, we're excited for the, you know, see this house become someone's dream. So, you know, a lot of those things take thought. And Instagram is not just for businesses that have all this beautiful pictures and products to sell. For service-based businesses, lots of different ways you can use it. Whoops, sorry guys, wrong way. Restaurants and bars, you know, they are really using Instagram right now to promote their business, how they can, you know, the types of food products they deliver, all types of things. Create a restaurant hashtag, stick to a feed color palette. Again, when we're seeing food on Instagram, it needs to be appealing. The last thing we want to do for a Instagram is have some kind of weird looking food that's not going to make us want to order it. Create story highlights, behind the scene recipes, showcasing the chef, cooking, giving tips, recipes. You know, today we're going to show you this dish, and you can get the recipe for on our website. Partner with influencers and food bloggers. You could run competitions and giveaways, and then post your hours delivery and specials. Especially right now, how can people really enjoy their local restaurants while we are still social distancing? So in the beginning, in the pandemic, restaurants and bars were closed, but then they opened and then they closed, if they weren't serving food, that they really were trying to really show how to get the food to you, whether it was curbside delivery using a third-party program like Postmates, or delivering curbside, and, you know, promoting their gift cards, promoting specials, promoting, I know in California as well as Arizona, they're allowing restaurants who do have alcohol to be able to sell the alcohol with the dinner. So some of these type of promotions were really being pushed out. And then when restaurants were able to reopen, they started to really we saw a lot of posts around their safety and public health protocols they put in place. And so it's been an interesting dynamics for the restaurateurs. They have a lot of content to work with, but look, these are professional setup pictures. They're not just snapped coming right out of the kitchen. They're set up, the lighting's right, they look pretty, you know, appealing. They're like how they're served. This is what, you know, people are really shopping, thinking about going to this restaurant right off of your Instagram page. So for retailers, and like I said before, this is Poor Little Rich Girl Boutique. This is a consignment store. And so this is the post. And then up here, they string the whole post together of all their archived posts. They string them together, and then they post that at the end of the week. So you can see everything that they showcase that week. What I really like about their Instagram, and they use Instagram primarily as their only social media platform, is they will tell you in the post if the item is sold. So, you know, you can see it today and go, oh God, I'm going to go back and buy those pair of boots. And you go back to that post and they'll say, boots sold, or boyfriend, you know, jeans sold. So they know. So they are on it. And I was in their store. They actually have several storefronts, bricks and mortar. And I was in their store because I saw a few things I wanted to go try on. So I went down to their shop. And this was in January. And they have right there next to their dressing rooms, you get to see them in full action. They have this table right there, and they have an employee that is setting up and pulling out what they're going to push out in their Instagram. And they probably push out 2 or 3 posts a day. I had to quit following for a while because I was just wanting to buy everything, because I was thinking, oh, my wardrobe is really needs to be updated after I saw these posts, but then I stopped. But so they're actually doing it real time right there. And I asked them when I was in there, I said, do you do this full time? And they go, no, we rotate around. We let our employees kind of pick clothes and do it. And then every once in a while, they'll throw a live model in there. It's probably one of their employees. So create a brand story, eye-catching pictures with high quality, again, lighting. They have a very well-lit business. They had lighting in between, obviously laying the shoes flat. They had to get up high to take this photo because you're looking down at the table. So it's not, you got to think about how you're going to display the products. My daughter is going to launch a vintage clothing shop, she says. She's buying things and repurposing them. And I said, well, how are you going to display them? She goes, oh, I'm going to use a live model. I said, oh, okay. So it'll be interesting to see how that works. Leverage events and promotions. Hashtags and location tags are key. You can post flash sales. You may want to invest in some Instagram ads if you're a retailer. And then establishing a posting pattern. Oh, I'm getting to the end, I think. So for artists, my favorite, married to an artist, love them. Content tips for artists. Show your work. Short video of you creating. People love it. Connect yourself to your beautiful medium. Insider view of your studio. Photos of you installing the work. Time-lapse videos work really great for showcasing creative pieces, creative community. Offer interior design ideas, how you might use this product. List of open studio hours, and then hashtag where people can find your work. Practical Art Phoenix is this wonderful little art store that features about, I don't know how many artists, and these are just all the posts of the artist. This right here is a story of one of the artists making the product right there. I just was on their site, and then they've broken down their highlights and their stories and posts by, this was Pie Night, they do a big fundraiser, this was their anniversary, this was a mural. So, this is make and take during COVID. Now artists have come in and virtually you can make the product and take it home, or make it, they'll ship the kit to you. On one night, you sign into a Zoom and they will walk you through the steps of making that beautiful stamped gift cards, or I think they had beading, they had some quilting, a pair of earrings. It was really great. Love to see that. So finally, Instagram insights. How are we doing on our insights? Well, folks, this is my insights, and as you can see, I was not performing well during the week of June 18th through June 24th. Now, I can only get an insight on my own Instagram. I wish I could show you one like for anthropology, but you can't see those because they won't let you, right? This is the behind the scenes, which is so great. So content, they have 3 main components in their insights. Content provides a quick snapshot of recent stories and posts. Well, I didn't have any recent ones, and I might need to update this because I've had a few stories now, so I think I better update this. And I had no interactions with my stories. Okay, IGTV video, that's where the video, Instagram video. Activity gives an overview of reach, impressions, and interactions. And then audience offers insights into age, gender, and location of your followers and the hours and days they're the most active. So here is history. Instagram provides up to 2 years of reporting history for feed posts and up to 14 days for stories. Now you have to download the reports, and I'll walk through that sometime in a later, probably a live webinar, but I mean in person, but because it's hard to show you where to go from that. But this is post impressions. This is not mine. I wish it was. This is one that was shared on a webinar that the Department of Tourism did here in Arizona, Office of Tourism. And this is their tourism Instagram. And these are their posts. So when they posted Barbie out in the desert, they got 160,000 impressions. Okay, so they have a lot of followers. And so you can see through impressions, when looking at your posts, you can see which ones are higher performing or not. So the top ones are up here on the top. You can see comments, you can see how you're doing with likes, saves, and shares. So lots to dig into. Okay, so Instagram marketing, some tips, just as a closer. First impression of your page is really important. Post content once per day. If you really want to build a robust Instagram profile, try for a post once a day. Go live. Try a live story. Try a live video. At least video it, and then if it's just crazy, delete it. Don't have to post it. Just try again. But get to the point where you can actually feel comfortable holding the camera and doing a live Instagram, whether you're walking around your store or walking around and showing all the improvements you did on your truck or your office building for social distancing. You just got a new logo, maybe you just got a new truck or a new piece of equipment. Add hashtags to your captions. Use your story to showcase your products and services. Encourage user-generated content. Like I said before, always respond to all comments and messages. Post the same product more than once, yes, but spread it out. Don't post the same product 4 times in a row. Maybe, spread it out once a week and showing it in a different type of post. Promote your business and your content, and then offer discounts to your followers. And with that said, we still have a few minutes 10 minutes for questions. So I thank you all for hanging in there with me. And Linda, do we have any questions?
We don't have any typed in just yet, Lani, but oh my goodness, you gave us a lot of information.
I did.
Back into that short period of time.
Yeah, so my goal is just to give you a lot, and then you can go back in and look at the listen to the webinar, and then go or practice with your mobile there in front of you, so you can. I'm gonna stop sharing my PowerPoint, and I think while I wait, I'm gonna show folks what Instagram looks like on the desktop live, so you guys can see that.
While you're doing that, Lani, let me just talk with people a little bit about questions. Sure. If you have a question, please type it in the chat and we can get to it in the next few minutes. I understand that it can take a little while for you to type. If you would like to, you are welcome to turn on your microphone and ask the question if you'd like to do it that way. That allows us for a little bit of back and forth, a little more conversational. But either way, it's up to you. You're welcome to do that. And then Lani, you can go ahead and share the screen you want to show.
Okay, can you see it now or?
I am just seeing your name.
Oh, okay, let me share. Let me get rid of my name. Let's see, I thought I stopped sharing.
You did stop sharing your screen.
Okay, now we got to share it again.
Right, just share it with a different window.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Linda.
You're welcome.
You think I'd have this down by now, right?
And the good news, if I can just interrupt one moment, Lani, the good news is, as you all can tell, Lani is very knowledgeable in this topic. And as I mentioned at the beginning, Lani's an advisor with the SBDC. If you would like time with her and you are located in either Shasta or Trinity County, you can check in with Emily. She's the person that sent you this link. Or we actually will list her email and her phone number at the end of the presentation. You can check with Emily and let her know that you would like to set up your own meeting with Lani, and she can just talk specifically about your business. She talked a lot about branding today. You may have had some questions in those areas. That is right up her alley, and she can help you. And we did get a question, Lani.
Oh, great.
Can more than one user link to the business page? I am currently linked to our business page, but I would also like my husband to be able to link his Instagram to the business page so he can post content.
Oh, that's a really good question. I don't know if I can answer that right now. More than one user. So, okay, let me read the question again. I think
sure. It's the bottom one in the chat.
Okay. So are you talking, oh, I see. So you want him, are you talking your Instagram business page, Tamara?
Feel free to turn on your microphone, Tamara, if you're able to. Oh, there we go. She said yes.
I don't know. You know what? I will need to research that question. I've never had that question come up. I am thinking we can. Let me look in my phone. So why I have, looking, what we have here, what you're looking at is my Instagram feed for my personal account up here. This is my personal account. So I have to go, so this is my personal account. In order to get to my business account, I have to type it in and see how, yeah, you see all my posts, see how tiny everything is. You got to really, it's just not a comfortable way to manage your Instagram, in my opinion. So let me see. No, we don't want to block that user. I'm the user. I was going to go to the settings and see if I could find.
When I go to my Instagram, mine's a bubble, and I can switch between my account and the business account.
You can, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you want to know if your husband can get onto your business account. Is that what you're asking?
Correct, because the Instagram business account links to his Facebook business page, which is under his Facebook.
Oh, yeah. So you want, you know, that's a really, go ahead.
I'm a total novice at this, so I really don't know how I set it up. I tried to set it up as admin, and then I'm a little bit more savvy at social media than he is.
Yeah.
So I don't remember how I did it. So I'm trying to figure out how we both can have access, or if I should just have him log in separately to the business account so he doesn't accidentally post something.
Yeah, you know, Instagram, you can only post it to one Facebook page. So your business, you can only post it to your personal or to a business page. It doesn't give you the option to post it to several other, and vice versa. So post when you go, just Google, just post it in Instagram help and ask the question so that you can get clarity from them. They're pretty picky. I have not seen where you could have more than, I only have been using it myself. I haven't seen where I could have more than one person posting on my business account. It's probably in the settings, and I can't get to it this way on my desktop to show you. So do you want me, if you put your email in the chat privately to me, then I will research it and get back to you, Tamara, on that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Tamara, just to make sure you understand, if you I'm Linda Fitzgerald. If you find me in the chat and type your email address only to me, I will make sure that gets to Lani and she can get back with you.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right.
You got it. Thank you so much.
All righty. Well, I'm going to stop sharing. So this is just what it looks like when you're on. It's just really hard to. I assume Facebook will eventually make it more desktop friendly, but because it is a mobile type of design for that, then it's going to be that way. So, all righty, let me share here. Oh. Let me get back to our PowerPoint, Linda, so I can share. Find it. There we go. Let me get to the end. Sorry, guys. Boy, that PowerPoint looks nice. Okay, there you go.
Anna says, thank you so much. That was helpful.
Oh, good. So do we want to go ahead and wrap up?
Sure.
Can you see my screen?
I am still looking at you.
Oh, shoot. I'm sitting here thinking, I can see my screen. Can't you see my screen? You're so nice. Oh my gosh. You are such a sweetie. Oh, now she's going to just get there. I know. I can see it plain as day. Oh, can you see it now?
I can. I'm watching you scroll through slides.
Oh, I know. It's like, can you hear me now? Can you see it now? Okay, go ahead.
All right. So here we are wrapping up. If you missed us at the beginning, we are the Shasta-Cascade SBDC. And we serve Shasta and Trinity counties. If you are located somewhere else in the US, you are served by an SBDC location. You can go to Google, search your county name and SBDC, and it will point you to a local site for you. And what's wonderful about our SBDC and all the others around the country is there are advisors there, and a lot of them, and they have a lot of different specialties. And those advisors can meet with you to talk about your business in a variety of areas. Lani is amazing at marketing. Yes, she just gave you an Instagram class, but she knows a lot of other topics as well. She teaches many of our classes. And if you would like to have some more time with Lani or another advisor with SBDC, please reach out to Emily. Her email is right here, and so is her phone number. And she can arrange to set up with meetings for you. Like I said, Shasta and Trinity County, and in order for you to meet with us, there's a form that Emily will have you fill out to become a member and work directly with us. So we are so glad that you're here. This has been recorded, and also Lani is sharing her slides. Emily will pull that information together and get that out to you within the next few days. Now here's the really important part. Part of that has a survey. And we would love for you to complete that survey and tell us what you think of this webinar. Our favorite is let us know how we can improve. If there's something that you think we could have done better, we love to hear it. That's how we get better over and over with all these webinars. And also, if you are looking to meet with Lani, I really want to see you get that support you need to move your company to the next level. That concludes our session. I will let Lani wrap up. If there's anything else you'd like to share with us, Lani.
No, I just appreciate everybody's time. I know we're very busy people, and just go out and do Instagram and enjoy your rest of your week.
Wonderful. We're so glad that you were here. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We hope we'll see you at another webinar.
Thank you, Linda.
You're welcome.